Hey guys, Brian here. Again, about the Warrior and the weeds. Figured I'd turn this into a little tutorial for some of you folks that are just kind of getting into quads. And one of the things on these Warriors, and I don't know how, I think they redesigned the swing arm on the Raptor 350s, Raptors. Not 100% sure. But it seems that they forgot a couple things when they designed these swing arms. One thing they forgot was to design a good swing arm. But the chain tensioning on these things is a battle. And you can see whoever owned this one before put a extra long bolt in there. That looks goofy as hell. Not sure why that's there. That's not going to be there when it's done. But anyway, they forgot to put grease ports, or grease zerks, right here and right here. You cannot grease any of those bearings. And if you ride in a lot of water, you ride aggressive, you ride a lot, you're going to go through bearings prematurely. So what you do is you get you a T-handle and you get you a tap and the zerk. These are 1/4 28 zerks. Drill bit corresponding 1/4 inch, and go slow. Use some cutting oil and drill you a hole in this and drill you a hole up here. Okay, and then I'm doing this one-handed, so bear with me. You will get your tap started in there. And I usually put a little cutting oil on that tap. And you'll get your T-handle. And you'll start threading into that hole. And then when it gets tight, back it off just a little bit. And then go back in. Once it starts threading in like a bolt, you're good. And you'll pull this back out. Thread and a zerk, and of course you'll tighten this up with a little wrench or a pair of pliers, get it nice and snug, and you are ready to grease. I grease them before every time I ride. They did put a grease fitting here. Why they've left off these two, I don't know, but every one I've owned, I've put them there, and I've gotten so much more life out of my bearings. So, and also in this, okay, you're gonna pull your inner seal out of that sealed bearing and get rid of it. Otherwise, you can't get any grease into the bearing, and that's the problem. You know, the grease in here breaks down. That's a brand new bearing. You can see, I mean, it's not a ton of grease in there. After a while, water works in there, and it just needs to be greased. So I pull those off, and there is a sleeve that goes in these. And the only thing that I can figure out is that this is actually to retain grease. So you can pack grease in there, and you know, I guess it doesn't. Well, it's actually, you know what? Actually, I just thought about it. What that is actually a guide for the axle. But another thing is when you have that in there. Yeah, that's what that does actually. Okay. Anyway, so you know, this cuts the space down where the grease actually goes, and it directs it right towards those, right to where it needs to go on the bearings. As you can see, that sits on there like that. So your grease comes along the outside and fills in the bearing. So yeah, anyway, that is that's it. That's the deal. That helps you out. All right, guys, see you soon.